This podcast is part of the Listen Frederick Podcast Network. To learn more, visit listenfrederick.com.
The Fedora Files.
Hello and welcome to the Fedora Files. I am Gregory Fedora. How are you? So glad you're here. Now, in the past, I've done a thing called ChatGPT Theater, where I give ChatGPT a prompt and I say, here's the idea, write a story. Then I read it to you, add sound effects, do some dramatic stuff. But I was thinking, what, ChatGPT is not the only AI system out there. There's a few out there. So today, I thought it would be fun to give ChatGPT a prompt as well as Canva, which is a competing AI device people use in businesses to do presentation stuff. Now, I'm not against AI, but I am against letting AI do the whole job for you, which is what I'm about to do. I'm letting them do the whole job for me. But I think it's good for writers, for prompting, for creativity, kind of like, you give it an idea and then you read what do, and then you can expand on it. Well, I'm not going to expand anything. I'm just going to take what they give me. Now, the prompt I went with is, basically, I asked it to write, both of these AIs, to write a one-act play that explored the idea that the Wolfman and Dracula were competing for a sales job for Frankenstein, who runs a latex company, and they want to be salespeople for latex in the city of Paris. So that is the prompt I went with, and that is what we're going to see happen. We will go first with ChatGPT because that's been the one I've always used and for these things. So ChatGPT is up first, and then we're going to see what Canva does. Let's start with ChatGPT. Cue music. The monster sales pitch. A dimly lit office in Paris with a large desk at the center. Frankenstein sits behind the desk reading a newspaper. There's a latex salesman wanted sign on the wall behind him. The Wolfman and Dracula enter, both dressed in business attire. Frankenstein looking up.
Ah, yes. You must be the applicants for the latex sales position.
Wolfman, extending a furry hand. That's right, sir. I'm the Wolfman, and I've got some pretty convincing howls to close this deal. Dracula, bowing with a flourish. Count Dracula at your service. I have a unique charm, which I believe will be indispensable in this line of work. Frankenstein nods.
Excellent. Let's begin, each of you, with a chance to convince me why you should be my latex salesman. Wolfman, you may start.
The Wolfman clears his throat. Well, you see, Frankenstein, I have this rugged exterior that's perfect for tough negotiations. Plus, I can work around the clock. And I'm not afraid of the full moon. You can count on me to be reliable and fearless. Frankenstein impressed.
Very well, Wolfman. Now, Count Dracula, your turn.
Dracula steps forward confidently. I offer an irresistible charm. My ability to charm and sway unparalleled. Picture this. I swoon into potential clients' hypnotize, and they'll sign the contract with a second thought. And I work during daylight hours, which is a definite advantage over my furry friend here. Frankenstein nods thoughtfully.
An interesting proposition, Count. Wolfman, what do you have to say about this?
The Wolfman scratches his head with his rear leg. Well, I suppose I can't argue with Dracula's charm, but I bring an earthly authenticity to the table. Clients will trust me because I'm relatable. Who wouldn't want to buy latex from a friendly, down-to-earth guy like me? Frankenstein strokes his chin.
Indeed, authenticity is valuable. Count Dracula, your response.
Dracula smiles.
Authenticity is essential, but I believe can endorse that authenticity alone cannot. I'm creating aura of sophistication around our latex products. Think of the elegance and allure that Dracula represents. That's what I bring this business.
Frankenstein pauses deep in thought.
This is a tough decision. Both of you have presented compelling arguments. I need a moment to think.
Frankenstein leans back in his chair, contemplating his decision. After a brief pause, he makes up his mind. Frankenstein says,
I finally made my decision. The latex salesman position goes to both of you.
Wolfman and Dracula's surprise. Both of us?
Really?
Frankenstein.
Yes, both of you. I can see the value in each of you for your unique qualities. Wolfman, your authenticity and reliability, and Dracula, your charm and sophistication. Together, you have an unbeatable team.
Wolfman and Dracula, grinning. Thank you, Frankenstein. Frankenstein looks at them with a smile.
Now, let's get to work. We have a lot of latex to sell here in Paris.
The three monsters shake hands, sealing their partnership. As they exit the office, the future looks bright for the unlikely duo of the Wolfman and Dracula, ready to conquer the world of latex sales together. Oh, that's sweet. Look at that. Look at that. They all come together in the end. Weird. I admit my prompt is bizarre. Yeah. But okay, that was ChatGPT's effort at a one-act play about Wolfman and Dracula trying to be latex salesmen. But now let's move on to Canva. Now, Canva here, like this first time I'm looking at it. Canva went into some deal. So let's cue the music again. Let's go. The latex job interview. The characters are a wolf man, which is a werewolf in a sharp suit. Dracula, a vampire with a cape and slick back black hair. Frankenstein, a hulking monster made of various body parts. And the interview, a human resource representative for Frankenstein's company. Now I like this. Now I didn't tell it to add people. It added a whole nother person to this. Canva up, and it gave us descriptions of the characters, what they should look like. Here we go. Now the setting. A conference room in Paris, France. A large table dominates the center of the room, with a projector screen on the wall and a coffee pot on a side table. Act 1. The conference room is empty except for the interviewer, who is setting up the projector. The Wolfman enters dressed in a sharp suit and carrying a briefcase. He greets the interviewer and takes a seat at the table. The interviewer. Good morning, Mr. Wolfman. Thank you for coming in for the interview. Can you tell me a little about yourself and your qualifications for the sales position? Of course. I have experience in sales, and I'm a great communicator. I think my unique perspective as werewolf could be an asset in this field. The interviewer nods. Dracula bursts into the room, cape billowing behind him. He greets the interviewer and takes a seat opposite Wolfman. Good morning. Hi, my dear sirs. I hope you're ready for this interview. Interviewer. Of course, Mr. Dracula. Can you tell me about your qualifications for the sales position? I have centuries of experience in persuasion and negotiation. I believe my skills would be invaluable to your company. Interviewer. Very impressive. Now let's move on to the group interview portion. I'll ask a question and you both will have a chance to answer. Are you both ready? The Wolfman and Dracula nod. The interviewer. Great. First question. How would you convince a customer to purchase our high-quality latex products? The Wolfman. Well, I would start by listening to their needs and concerns, and I would highlight the unique features and benefits of our products that would meet their needs. And finally, I would offer a competitive price to seal the deal. Dracula. I believe that building a relationship with a customer is key. Showing them we care about their needs above and beyond. To meet them, we can earn their trust and loyalty. And of course, I would use my charisma to seal the deal. The interviewer nods thoughtfully. Excellent answers, both of you. Now, one final question. If you could describe yourself in one word, what would it be? The Wolfman. Determined. Dracula. Irresistible. The interviewer smiles. Well, this has been a difficult decision, but I think we have our winner. Congratulations, Wolfman. You have been selected for the sales position. The Wolfman grins in triumph, while Dracula looks disappointed. Dracula. I may not have gotten the job, but I still think you made the right choice. Wolfman smirking. Sorry, Drac. Looks like I'm top dog. As the interviewer packs up the projector, Frankenstein enters the room. He looks at Wolfman and nods approvingly. Frankenstein.
Congratulations, Wolfman. I look forward to seeing you in action.
Wolfman. Thank you, Mr. Frankenstein. I won't let you down. As the interviewer shows Wolfman out, Dracula lingers in the conference room. Dracula turns to Frankenstein. You won't regret this decision. I'll prove myself to you yet. Frankenstein smiles.
I'm sure you will, Dracula. But for now, I have a meeting to attend.
As Frankenstein exits, Dracula looks around the empty conference room, plotting his next move. Interesting. Now, I don't know what the flip that was at the end. I mean, what? I'm so confused. What happened? Because now Wolfman got the job, but Dracula is happy and saying, you won't regret this decision. I'll prove myself to you yet. And did Dracula use his charms on the interviewer to give the Wolfman the job? What is happening? I don't know. But I will say, Canva did added some some details there at the beginning. I like how it gave the setting, gave descriptions of all the characters. So it really set up the play to make you know what you were going into. ChatGPT didn't really just started the play off, gave it, but they're both different. It wasn't as funny as I'd hoped. I would think saying Dracula and Wolfman competing for a sales job to sell latex for Frankenstein in Paris, there'd be some more comedy in there. But neither one went funny at all. Not funny at all. Bizarre. Just really weird. So maybe if I said make it funny, I don't know. Maybe next time I will. I'll say make it funny. And but now I kind of want to see. Canva let me out there. Well, there's got to be an act 2. What is part 2 going to be? What happens next? I am now invested in the Canva one. I want to know what happened because there's something going on there with Dracula, and I mean I don't even know how to do the next act. I mean, does Canva save this stuff and will remember what I asked? Crap. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on the whole AI? What'd you think of this? Who do you think won? Were you on ChatGPT or Canva? Who do you like better? I'm leaning towards Canva only because of there was a lot of details. And I think I've said in the past, I like detail, and like they got detail about like what was where and what on the table and the coffee mug. So I am leaning towards Canva as being a more detailed oriented AI, whereas ChatGPT just pops it out. But so I hope you enjoyed that as we are here in the Halloween spooky season. That's why I thought I'd do this. Would you like me to do another one of these? Maybe if you guys know of any other AI things out there, maybe we can do a three-way thing between ChatGPT, Canva, and whatever another one is. If you know of one, let me know. I will check them out, and we'll give it a prompt. Or do you even want to know what happens next in the Canva version of the story? I do. I might just do it for myself. Type in like, "Hey, what happens next?" But so thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, as always, stay safe and keep searching.
Fedora Files. Check out fedoracrt.com today.